mindful like the ancient prophets were mindful. Go on, brother.
Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers,
Right, go on.
walking after their own lusts,
Go on.
and saying, where is the promise of his coming?
Where's the promise of his coming? Give me the book of Ezekiel 12, brother. The book of Ezekiel 12, verse, I believe it's, let me see, man. Because you got the ones about people, they like to say, well, how could you speak about the end when the end was declared to come in my day and age? Well, I got news for you. It wasn't the time. It's the prophecies that come in effect. We're living in a day and age where all of the prophecies spoken about concerning towards the end is happening right now. So it's rightful and it's rightful for us to say that we're at the end, and the end is about to come. Okay? And these jackasses out here, they're gonna be destroyed too by the word. They're gonna be destroyed, man. Alright? All of these motherfuckers out here, they're gonna be fucking destroyed, man. Always laughing and giggling like shit is funny. Ain't nothing funny out here, man. Yeah, it's slow, brother. It's slow. Yeah.
No,
you mean verse 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Something like that.
I'll bring it out.
It speaks about the proverb.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Go on, man.
Ezekiel 12 and 22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel?
Yeah.
Saying, the days are prolonged.
Right, there's your scoffers. Read that verse again. Read that again.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming?
And saying, where's the promise of his coming? So you got certain guys, they don't want to understand that there is an end. And that can include, I can include the IUIC in that, because they like to talk about, well, there ain't no chip, it's June. And the reason why they don't want to talk about the chip, because that's the last prophecy of them all, which would then bring in the end. So they're prolonging the end to their congregation, but you're not going to prolong the end to the Lord. That's just the difference.
Wicked niggas, man.
Yeah.
For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. It's a movie we got right there.
Right, Ezekiel 12.
That relationship ain't gonna last too long.
Was that 12 and 12 and 22? I'll start again. Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth?
Right. That's what they say. It's prolonging. The end is taken. You can't talk about the end because it's not gonna come. Well, like I said, that's what you want to feel and think. If that's what makes you sleep good at night, then go right in ahead. But guess what? The end is going to come. Okay, every vision that's spoken of in this Bible is going to be made manifest. Give me the scripture in the Apocrypha, brother. You got the Apocrypha on here. Give me 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Go on, brother.
Verse 23. Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease.
Yes, so the Lord is going to make this proverb of what? Go on.
And they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel.
And they shall no longer use it as a proverb in Israel. Go on.
But say unto them, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision.
Right, and the days are at hand and the effect of every vision. In other words, the prophecy spoken. The things spoken in this book that we're reading to you. All of these things are going to come to pass. Right? And you cannot put away, you can't put it to the back or try to suppress what nature has got in store. Nature is going to work or do the things that sit in this book. Go on, brother.
For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination
so there's
within the house of Israel.
There's not going to be no false heresies going about. Oh, you're going to have a few Edomites. They're going to pretty much denounce their father and they're going to revert back to the Lord. That's not going to happen. That's something that you done took out of your ass, man. And I'm talking about the leader of the GOCC church, Rick He talks about that nonsense. It's not going to be no so-called European that's going to repent. They're going to be destroyed. Okay? Pan the camera on them, brother. Every Edomite you see up and down these streets of King's Cross, these people are the only people that were not given no kind of repentance. They cannot repent and they won't repent. All right? The Lord won't have them repent. Keep pounding the camera on you. I'm going to say it again. These are the same people that cannot repent. They have no mercy from the Most High. All right? Now you can say I'm being an ass or whatever. I don't give a good goddamn. We're bringing the truth to you. Okay?
Including them Sanhedrin.
Bringing the truth to you.
Including the Sanhedrin.
Exactly. So let's read on.
Centurions, man. Right, verse 25, it says, "For I am the Lord, I will speak.
You gotta read the power, brother.
For I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I speak, that I shall speak, shall come to pass."
So wait a minute, how is the Lord speaking? The Lord is speaking right now. The Lord is speaking through his prophets. Not to say that we're the Lord, because there's only one Lord. But the Lord is moving us to speak his words. So when we speak his words, guess what? Afterwards, those words are going to be put into activation. And one of those things is the destruction of America. The nuclear destruction. And then the enslavement of the Edomites. We're going to enslave these nations. And the numero uno slave is going to be the so-called Europeans, the Edomites. They're going to be the best slave on the planet. Number one. All right? Go on, brother. They're not going to be in power no more, flaunting themselves, bragging about what they got, flattering themselves. Okay, blowing smoke up their ass. That's going to be a thing of the past, baby. What you thought? You thought you crackers were going to rule for another 1,000 years? Another 100 years? No. Within those years, we're going down, man. This society is going the fuck down. You understand? The Most High Yahweh Shah is going to bring this goddamn system down, man. He's bringing it down while I'm speaking. Okay? Go on, brother.
Says, "It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word."
Right, so that proverb is not going to be no more in the midst of Israel. Oh, the Lord prolong of his coming. The vision of the end is not yet. It's not going to be not yet. It's going to be. All right, go on.
"And will perform it, saith the Lord power."
He will perform what is said. Somebody give me Isaiah 11 and not Isaiah 11. Isaiah 55 verse. You get Isaiah 55 and 11. You're going to read that again. We don't.
Say, verse 26.
Yeah.
"And again the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man."
So wait a minute. It says that the word of the Lord came unto Ezekiel, saying, go on.
"Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say,
Right.
The vision that he seeth is for many days to come,
Right.
and he prophesieth of the days that are far off.
Right. Go on.
Therefore say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power,
Right.
there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore,
So it says none of his words will no longer be prolonged anymore. Go on.
but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the
Okay.
Lord power."
Right. And it's all going to be done. It's all going to be done, man. And when it's done, that's when they're going to know that a prophet have been among them. That's when all these people out here, they're going to know that there were prophets on their streets telling them the deal. And our people especially. Because they know that they're Israelites now. But a lot of them still don't want to repent. So get me,
Isaiah 55.
yeah. Book of
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. And it says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whitherto I sent it."
Exactly. Break it down, brother.
Yeah, so,
Sorry, read that again, Salakia.
yeah. Isaiah 55 and 11. "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it."
Yeah, so basically, man, that's the Lord saying that Once he's put something out there, once an order's gone out, there's nothing stopping it, man. So every prophecy that the Lord said is going to come to pass is going to come to pass, man. And there's nothing that can stop that. Like the prophet said earlier, man, they could come out here, they could try and stop us from putting this word out. If we're not putting the word out, someone else is going to be putting the word out, man.
Exactly.
There's no stopping this. Once Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has put the word out, that is it.
Exactly. So there's no turning back the hands of time.
That's it, man.
This is it, man. We here. It's gonna move forward. But what I would like brothers to do is get me Jeremiah 51. Matter of fact, you can get it, brother, because you already got something. You can start with verse 1, and we're gonna read all the way down to verse. Matter of fact, brother, before you go there, I want you to look up that word, prosper. Woo-wee. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so just read what you got.
Are you waiting for me, Salaki?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm just trying to find something.
Yeah, so just bear with us, brothers, man. We're looking for that word, prosper in Hebrew, you know. But yeah, man, things are looking good, though. Things are looking good for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I know brothers still have to go through what they're going through, but that's just a part of the journey of being in this truth, you know. You just gotta hold firm, hold on to this faith, and don't let go. It's the finish line that's right around the corner. You know, so, hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, brother Require Cam was saying that Fox News made a mistake by putting us on there.
Yeah, he's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
They did make a mistake. Because now what's going to happen, this word is going to further proliferate.
Yeah.
And guess what? Because they watch the Fox News, you're going to have the elect that's not open.
Yeah.
They're going to be awakened because of what they saw.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a bad thing that they put us on the media. Because now what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to come up against us now. And when they come up against us, that's when the Most High is going to pretty much scrub their ass, man. That's what's going to happen. They want to come out. They want to come against us, but the Lord got something put up.
Because Fox News is. I was just thinking, on top of what Require Cam was saying, Fox News has already got a bad reputation.
Yeah.
Even with Trump, and you know, for their what do they call
False
that?
news.
Yeah, for their false news and what they call that white supremacy thing. A lot of the so-called two-thirds, even the two-thirds, are aware of the racism that they put out.
Yeah.
Through the Megyn Kelly and you know the reputation. So they're gonna the elect out of the two-thirds, who's amongst them, you know, at the moment could be anywhere, are gonna look critical thinking. That's what they call critical thinking, and start to look. I remember that word, critical thinking. What they teach you in college, which is to go against the status quo. So the critical thinkers are going to look, where they're going to see Fox News got a bad reputation, and they're going to look into that even more.
Yeah.
And the elect are going to wake up because of that.
Exactly. Because see, Jake, you know, the Most High is raising Jake up to a certain degree too. You know what I mean? Like there was a point in time when Jake was on that stupid shit, but now you got certain Jakes. Because of this informational age plus, Jake is looking to do certain things, man, and learn different things.
Yeah, information.
You know?
Information.
Yeah. Keep going.
Okay, I got that word in the blue letter. Prosper is H6743 Tasalak.
All right.
And it means to push forward, transitive, break out, go over, be good, be profitable.
Right. So it's going to be profitable. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good deed for the Lord to do what he has to do. The angels of the Lord are going to work things through so that things can be done, what's said in this word. That's all I want. Yeah, so read what you got, brother.
Well, it's going to go into what you're talking about in the media, so listen to this one. It's 1 Corinthians 4:9. It says, "For I think that the Most High have set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death.
Because you had all of these different leaders. You had Martin Luther King, you had Malcolm X, and all of these different Israelite abolitionists. They all passed away, dead and gone, didn't have the answers. Now we're sitting on the scene. Right? We're the last men sit on the scene, and we're the last upholders of the nation. It's actually pretty cute. Just too skinny. We're going, brother.
For we are made a spectacle unto the world.
Right, we are now made a spectacle unto the world. And guess what? The internet has pretty much put that out there. So not only are we a spectacle to the particular country that we're in, we're now going to become a spectacle unto the world. So everything that they're doing is a fulfillment of prophecy. They cannot override the prophecy. I mean, I know that in the back of their mind, sometimes they think that they can override the purpose of the Lord. It's not going to happen, man. It ain't gonna happen. Go on, brother.
And to angels and to men,
yeah,
we are fools for Hamashiach's sake.
And that's why we do like fools. You got the garments on and everything like that, and you got the beards and everything. You know what I mean? And this is we out here in this cold weather when we should be having fun with these jokers out here.
Yep.
So yeah, we look foolish in the eyes of the world, but guess what? The foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men. Check that out. Go on, brother.
But ye are wise in Hamashiach.
But we are wise in the Messiah. Okay, we are wise in the Messiah. Yeah, we're doing something foolish, but this is declared wisdom in the eyes of the Lord. Okay, so we don't give a good goddamn what people think or what people feel about us or what we have to say. We don't give a damn because a lot of these people, they're going to die anyway. So why should we care about the dead? That's why the scripture says, let the dead bury the dead, man.
Right.
Okay, because these ain't nothing but dead people walking. They don't even know their ass to a hole in the goddamn ground, man. Go on, brother.
We are weak, but ye are strong.
Right, we are weak, but through our weakness is made strength. Okay, go on.
Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
Right, we're honorable in the eyes of the Most High, but we are despised in the eyes of men. And that's going to play out when they really give us a damn name in the media, because they're still going to promote us on the media. The smear campaign is going to continue on to that utmost particular point in time, and that's going to be fulfilled. And then it's going to be fulfilled that the men that pretty much died for the name of the Lord or for the word of the Lord's sake, faith was found. And I'm talking about the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha says it says something to the effect of will faith be found in a city? Because what's going to happen is most people ain't nothing but judgment out here, man.
Yeah. Ush! Some fire going on somewhere.
What's up, brother?
Well, ush! Fire, some fire going on somewhere, innit?
Okay.
Fire brigade.
That's beautiful right there. You know, we applaud it, man. We say race it, race it. Like they said, race it to us. Go on, brother.
Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place.
Yeah, because we hunger for righteousness. Really, that's what we really hunger for. It's righteousness. There's no righteousness in the so-called white man. That's why he hasn't brought righteousness yet. Ever since he's been in power for 500 years. Ever since he was the Greeks. Ever since he was the Romans. You know, the Greek Empire was a righteous society. You think that the Roman Empire was a righteous society? You might as well look again. Research the history of ancient Rome and see what the hell was going down in ancient Rome. And you'll find out that this is the quite contrary to righteousness. And it's the same thing with this goddamn society too. Alright? As I like to call it, the British Roman Empire. Alright? The British American Roman Empire. There's no righteousness here. Go on, brother.
And labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer.
Ah, you see that? Well, bless being persecuted. Give me that in the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter. You know what it goes. So read that again, brother.
It says, and labor, working with our own, let me call it, 1 Corinthians 4 and 12, and labor, working with our own hands,
and
being
labor
reviled.
And labor working with our own hands. What is the labor? The labor is doing his work. Hold that, brother. Get quick. Luke 9:62. The laboring is when you're doing this work. When you're coming out here in the freezing cold weather, or when it's hot. All right. Or you don't feel well. You got a cold. All right. And even if you ain't got a cold, it's still doing the work. Because the minute you get done doing the work, what happens? You stand up all day, your feet starts to hurt. Especially if it's cold, you can't feel your feet at times. You come back home and you're just out of it, man. So that's what it means by doing the work. Go on, brother.
Luke 9:62. And Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom
So what
of Yahweh.
does it mean to plow? That's another way of saying a labor or work. So we're plowing. This is putting in the plow. What are we doing? We're digging the earth, and we're pretty much sowing seed in the earth. On the spiritual level. Go on, brother.
That's it.
Yeah, you go back to what you
So 1 Corinthians 4 and 12 again. So, and labour, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer.
Right, being persecuted, we suffer. Because the ancient apostles back then, like Paul was one of them, he went through persecution. So if you're a man of the Most High, if you're truly a man of God, you're going to be persecuted in this world. You're not going to be liked. You're not going to be accepted or respected. You're going to be highly disregarded. And so much so that the powers that be are going to disregard you and try to execute some of us. So that what that means is that those pastors inside those churches, they're not men of God. They're just false prophets on the scene. That's what they are. When you become a true worshiper of Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushua, you become an enemy to the state. You become an enemy to the society that you're under.
Yeah.
That was always the case in ancient Rome. Okay, that was the case in Babylon. That was the case during the time of the book of Daniel. You had Shadrach and Abednego. They disregarded the philosophies of that world. That's why they were tossed to the furnace. So we're disregarded in the eyes of this world, man, as it's supposed to be. Because we are against this world. We represent the end of this world. We go against the grain. Okay, we don't agree with this rap bullshit or anything that comes of this world. We don't agree with it. Go on, brother.
Verse 13, being defamed, we entreat.
Right, like the Fox News media is defaming us right now, but we entreat. Go on.
We are made as the filth of the world and are
The
offscouring of all things unto this day.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like I said, because we are the quite contrary or the quite opposite to this world. So when you do the quite contrary to what people, are normalized to think, you become an enemy. And we are the enemies of this world. And it's going to be more so when they put us on the media and give us a bad name, which is what they're doing already right now. But we look at that as a blessing.
Yeah.
Because it tells us in the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter, that blessed is he that is persecuted for my name's sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. All right? And what that means is we're going to be ruling in the kingdom of heaven along with our Messiah, our Lord and Savior. Now that's a blessing. That ain't a blessing, I don't know what is. Give me that in the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter. Go on, bro.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted.
Right, we're mourning right now. Like me and this brother, man, we're two miserable individuals, man. Go on, brother.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Right.
Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness.
Right, because ultimately our people, they're going to inherit the kingdom. That's why it speaks about the meek, the lowly. All right? But what I'm talking about here, which really the main point I'm getting at, are those that are persecuted. Those pastors inside those churches, when it's all said and done, they're not going to get persecuted because they go along with the world. We don't go along with the world. Go on.
Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
Right, go on.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High.
Okay, go on.
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of the
We
Most
are
High.
the merciful ones because we're here to show mercy to our people. That's another reason why we out here. We're out here to let our people know that they're the Israelites the Bible speaks about. And if they agree with this doctrine, they can receive mercy. So we are the merciful ones and the peacemakers. Go on.
Blessed are they which are
That's
persecuted
the one right there.
for righteousness,
Right.
for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Exactly, and that's going to happen to us. The apostles of old, it happened to them. Apostle Paul, he had to get his head chopped off because he was causing hell in ancient Rome. Yahweh Shah, the Lord, our Lord and Savior, he had to die on a cross because he was speaking the truth, or some, which is what we're bringing to you right now. So the same thing is going to play out in these times. When they declare martial law in the cities, they're going to get men like us and they're going to pretty much execute us, which we look forward to that. All right? Because it says in Revelations, it says the dead in Yahweh shall rise first. Okay, and it says, blessed are they which are persecuted for my name's sake, for they shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. So in other words, we're going to be the governors of the kingdom of heaven. Now that's uncomprehendable right there. That's something so beautiful, you can't even fathom that, man. All right? And that's why I'm going to say this. That'll be the greatest thing on the planet, is to die for the Most High. You don't get no greater than that. What other great thing can you do besides that? So we want these devils to do what they got to do. Because if they move on us, the Lord is going to bring them down. And we're going to be set on high, and we're going to repay them back to what they did unto us. So it works in our favor. Go on, brother.
Matthew 3:11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you,
Right.
and shall say all manner of evil against
And
you
that's what
falsely.
happens all the time. When we put these shows up, people always talk shit about us.
Yep.
Oh, you guys are bums. GMS are bum Israelites. All of this nonsense, man. And guess what? That's all right. That's cool. Because what they're confirming, which is a fact, is that we are the prophets of the Lord. The scriptures tells you, woe unto you that are well spoken of. The word woe means destruction unto you that is well spoken of. So the God that you want to be reviled. You want to be hated amongst the people. Because Yahweh Shai was hated. Alright? The apostles that truly believed in the name of the Lord were hated. That's the guy you want to be. Alright? And at the end, you'll be blessed. But you don't want to be like here, and then at the end, you're going to receive the curse. No. You want to be defiled. You want to be reviled here, and then receive the blessing later. That's the natural order. Like the saying goes. First is what is it? Humiliation, and then the honor. Go on, brother.
Verse 12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven.
Right, so it says be exceeding glad. Don't just be glad, but be exceedingly glad. For theirs is what? Or for yours, go on.
Is the reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Yeah, exactly. So if we're persecuted for this word, hey, that's a beautiful thing right there. Okay? Because really, we as brothers, we're miserable because this shit is still going forward. This society is still going forward. That's why we're miserable. But we'll be so glad when we face the persecution. I know that sounds weird, but when we go through the persecution, give me that in the book of Acts 14, verse 21. When we go through the persecution, that means we're pretty much damn near into the kingdom. That's what that represents. And what that represents is that we're going to get these nations back to what they did unto us.